What is fueling my soul right now is Trump.
Will you sue him for us?
Oh, we're going to definitely sue him. We're going to be a real pain in the ass.
I look forward to going into the office of Attorney General every day, suing him, and then going home.
He said I know my name personally.
A few years later.
Ms. James, do you have any comments with the ICE raids happening downtown? Does the AG's office have any opportunity to do any?
We sent out information. We need video. Thank you.
New York Attorney General Letitia James just pleaded not guilty in federal court in Norfolk, Virginia. It is her first court appearance on a 2-count bank fraud indictment tied to a 2020 home purchase. Prosecutors say Letitia James signed a second home rider agreeing the property would be for her personal use, which got her a better loan term. They say she then rented that house out to a family member instead of actually living in it. Expected to file now, she and her attorneys, a motion to dismiss the case, which she has called vindictive and selective prosecution. She's expected to speak at any moment outside court. We will take you there live. Remember, she ran on taking down Trump. That was her policy change that she was pitching. She is in the law, not necessarily a politician.
What's up, y'all? Gerald here, creator of Gospel Chops and your host for this YouTube channel, back with another video. Now, y'all, we got to take a few moments to talk about Miss Letitia James of New York or Virginia or wherever else she might own property that she's calling her primary residence, because y'all, this case right here is crazy in something that might be considered the sweetest revenge that Donald Trump could ever imagine. Letitia James, Attorney General of New York, is now facing federal charges in Virginia, charged with the very same thing she accused Donald Trump of. Yes, that's right. You hear it all the time from the left. They say, oh, well, he's a felon. He's convicted of 34 felonies. Well, let me remind y'all that what he was charged with in New York was initially 34 misdemeanors that were converted to felonies by one Alvin Bragg in cahoots with Letitia James. They converted those misdemeanors to felonies because they stated that those misdemeanors were carried out in the furtherance of another crime. Well, y'all, as I sit here today, we still don't know what that other crime is because Alvin Bragg say, I don't have to tell y'all. Okay, that's how you want to play it? You must not know Donald Trump very well. You must not have read his books because you would know that he ain't gonna let that slide. That's not his personality. That's not his style. This poor little rich kid who became a billionaire and then became the most powerful man on the planet is coming for his revenge. Whether you like it or not, whether you think it's fair or not, I continue to ask the question, and if you follow me on this channel for some time, you've heard me ask, why is it that the blackity-black community continues to send these black women out here to crash out for this Democrat plantation? These are supposed to be the best and brightest among us. We send them to college, they get an education, they take on these great careers, they become accomplished, and they just throw it all away for the Democrat Party. Doesn't matter whether it's Letitia James or Fonnie Willis or Stacey Abrams or Jasmine Crockett or LaMonica McIver. The list goes on and on of these black women who are willing to crash out for that Democrat plantation. And here we have something that's going to be spectacular with Miss James, as she has now been indicted and has now been arraigned. She appeared in court in Virginia, and not New York, y'all. She said the home she bought in Virginia was her primary residence, which got her more favorable loan terms. Well, she's now being charged with bank fraud, wire fraud, and all kind of other things that may pop up later on down the road. But it is astonishing to me in what can only be classified as a case of historical comeuppance, where she is going to reap what she hath sown against one Donald Trump. Big Tish has become the big fish that is going to be swallowed up in the shark tank that is the Trump administration. Y'all, let's get into this story because she came out on the steps after her arraignment talking like Malcolm X. But we all know you got that fired, but Malcolm X warned you about them whitey white liberals. I guess you didn't listen.
Thank you for your prayers. I want to thank you for your emails. I want to thank you for your support. It has strengthened my spirit and it has anchored my soul. And so I want to thank you. But this is not about me. This is about all of us. And about a justice system which has been weaponized. A justice system which has been used as a tool of revenge. This justice system which has been used as a tool of revenge. And a weapon against those individuals who simply did their job and who stood up for the rule of law. We stand with you! And a justice system which unfortunately is nothing being used as a vehicle of retribution. But my faith is strong. And my faith is, I have this belief in the justice system, in the rule of law, and I have a belief in America and all of its individuals who have stood with me, not only in New York, but all across this nation.
Y'all, Letitia James is going to find out the hard way, like many others of her ilk, that when you step out there on that limb for that Democrat Party and you do their dirty deeds, well, when things come crashing down, they're nowhere to be found. In fact, in some instances, you'll step out on that branch and they'll saw it off. Smiling in your face. These backstabbers they are. But Letitia James is now finding out as no one is circling the wagon for her. No, she went out there and risked her reputation, her education, her legacy, everything. See, if they look hard enough, they'll find something on anybody. So why would you want to turn a spotlight on yourself, Miss James? Well, they have uncovered that one thing you thought they'd never find. And the irony is it's the one thing you were charging Donald Trump with. Not once, not twice, but 34 times in your jurisdiction. Well, you're finding out that someone else has jurisdiction over you now. That's why you're in Virginia and not in New York. You are subject to this new DA that Donald Trump has put in place. And he has this plausible deniability, which is wonderful because everybody on Team Trump knows the play. Everybody on Team Trump knows the plan. They know who the targets are. They know who has opposed Donald Trump in the past and tried to lock him up, take his properties, take his wealth. They know who you are and they're coming. And he doesn't have to tell them. The list is pretty public because we've all been following it since he was elected in 2016. We saw the election stolen from him in 2020. Everybody knows who's on the list, including Crazy Nancy, including Adam Schiff. He might not even have to deal with Chuck Schumer because he seems to be crashing out all on his own. But we're going to see this continue. And it's shameful that Tish is going to have to go through this, but certain people on the other side want to see her locked up just as she wanted to see Donald Trump locked up. Well, they say, we shoot for the king, you best not miss. And this is why.
The President of the United States has complained that I'm engaging in some sort of political witch hunt, that I've got some personal vendetta against him, that I campaigned against him. That is not true.
This illegitimate president who sits in the White House. That president, because he's not my president, he's an illegitimate president. His days are numbered. His days are numbered. We've got to get ready to mobilize, and we've got to get ready to agitate and irritate until victory is won, but more importantly, until Trump is defeated. We will all rise up and resist this man, and ultimately we'll bring him down. This illegitimate president, I'm going to give you the same level of respect that you gave to President Obama, and that is absolutely no respect at all. Donald Trump has got to go. Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Donald Trump has got to go. Hey, hey! Ho, ho! And the days of Donald Trump are numbered. Lock him up! Lock him up! What? Lock him up! What? Lock him up! What? Lock him up!
That is not true.
And there you have it, y'all. It looks like Letitia James is entering the find out stage of her life. And she might spend the rest of her life behind bars. Because she made some bad choices in her career, in her professional path. Took some wrong turns. Made some wrong enemies. Burnt some bridges that she would have to cross in order to get out of the snare of the federal government at this time. And believe me, y'all, ain't nobody coming to save Big Tish in this moment. Especially the President of the United States. Y'all let me know what you think about this one, as Tish is going to fight for her freedom and perhaps fight for her life in this instance. It's a shame that another one has to bite the dust from the community representing that Democrat plantation. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. I'd love to know your thoughts, and don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share the video so we can get more people involved in the conversation, y'all. And like I always say, always remember and never forget, without the gospel, it's just chops. Until next time, peace.